Let's stop voting for these motherfucking gringos this year, let's set a precedent, nobody for president, yeah, I think it's evident the rule of law is a definite impediment to all human settlements. I'm searching for that betterment.
You ain't got no solutions, you ain't got no conclusions. Why you still bitching? What's your proposition?
I ain't got the answers, all I have is questions. I get the impression that the hell is stressing, so I keep it through ya, cause they stay talking that minutia, and I keep walking under that purple rain. Yeah, I call it fuchsia. They wanna color me bad, well it's all good, and it's understood. I put the politics aside as they continue to divide.
They want to go down and see how the border, well, where the border is here in Newfields, San Miguel. And they just kind of want to have an idea about the reservation, and they're giving back to the nation. They're thanking the nation, and they're kind of coming and just visiting all the nations that supported them out in Standing Rock. I didn't have a chance to go to Standing Rock, but I know there's a lot of people from here on Tohono that were praying for them, and thoughts and understandings and prayers were sent their way. So in respect to that, we're shooting a video and we're having a discussion with a bunch of the youngsters that were on the front line. So we're going to have a discussion here at the museum later on this evening. Right now it's running about 4:10, but they're really looking forward to seeing the borderline and the issues we have with Border Patrol, the land base here on this side and across the HEMAJKAM in Mexico. Then the checkpoints, the pre-proposed checkpoints that are to be put up, and militarization that's going on here on the Tohono. I'm having to deal with T.O.H.R.N and Border Patrol and the U.S. and our children and our hook you when we used to live freely to roam here wherever we wanted to. Sorry, it's me, but yeah, I guess I'm on camera, I'm on the spot. And so, thank you for right now, and we got a whole caravan behind us.
Think how much water you use. Not just to drink, but to cook, to brush your teeth, to flush a toilet, to take a shower. We don't think about how powerful this water is a part of our life. We have to start to reconnect to it, praise it, talk to it to help us heal us. Because we're facing a time that all these violent things are facing us, whether it's gangs, the Border Patrol, a new president that doesn't believe in us or respect our existence. Here we're going against all of these things where we see black folks being killed in the streets, being live recorded, and the cops getting away with it for free in our country. We know we're going up a lot of hatred. And we need you to do more in this time than just think that you could be an NBA basketball player, to be an NFL football player, or be a big Hollywood rapper or singer. See, those people get paid millions and millions of dollars to play childhood games. Childhood games like football and basketball, they get paid millions and millions. Meanwhile, people like us in our communities can't even afford to go to that game. Can't even afford to buy a real jersey from that team. And they want us to believe in it, cheer for it, and go fanatical about it, and fight each other for these teams. But they don't do nothing for us. They mean nothing to our community. They don't even come and visit our community. But they want you to pay for it. They want you to be their biggest fan. Now it's a time to be the biggest fan of your people. Gangs have manipulated us to believe in one side or the other or a color and to fight each other for that. Gotta put that away now. It's time to birth our children with love. Teach them who we are. Teach them our songs, our ceremonies. Because all those things they came to steal and take away is really ours. And you should have that biggest house. And you should have that biggest pool. And you should have all the trees to shade you. But it's going to have to be our generation that stands up. And it might think hard, well, how come us? Why would it be us? But it was prophesied that in 7 generations it would be you. Look at 500 years of colonialism since the Washichu, since the invader came across the ocean and they came to visit us. All the violence, all the people hurt, all the land stolen, all the people killed. But only in the history of the United States, which is only 100 and some years old, we've only had this much time of civil rights. Barely started in our parents' lifetime. Not long time ago. Like your grandpa could tell you, and your grandma, you could probably ask them, what was it like in 1952 when there was segregation and McDonald's didn't let you go in and eat in the same restaurant? Could you imagine going by McDonald's and just the white kids playing in the ball pit, going down the slide, and you had to go get your cheeseburger in the back, in the alley? No way. But it was the actions of Martin Luther King teaching non-violent direct action to take those streets and go into those communities and stand up. So those first young people who had to take the counters in restaurants, they got milk poured on them. People calling them names, calling them the N-word, spitting on them, telling them they're nothing. Even when they said, we're going to stop segregation and we're going to send them to school, the army had to protect them. Not just for one day. Now, you would think if the army showed up with some kids and said, all right, these kids are coming to your school, would you show up with rocks and be like, no way? Well, that's what this whole town did in southern part of our country. They showed up and they booed these black kids walking into the school, spit on them. And you could see all the black and white footage of it, all right there on TV. All these people came and they said, well, hang that kid off the tree if they come here. So the cops had the military with guns had to stand by the door. Not just for one day, but for a whole week, for whole months, for about a year and a half. The army had to drop off kids and pick them up and take them home. Because this country was adamant about being racist. They stood by it. And so just think Martin Luther King, or Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, singing church songs in the middle of the street with kids. We will overcome. Singing church songs with the pastor, right? You would think the cops ain't gonna come get me. But nope, the cops came up with dogs and the fire department and hosed him down and beat him up and sent him to jail. And we see that in our country. It wasn't until all those things happened that we gained the right to go to school and learn with one another. To be able to learn this much. Because there was a time they didn't even want you to read. Because you would be a threat to their society. Now you have the potential to be anybody you want to be. As smart as you wanted to be. All the prayers your grandparents prayed and hoped one day you'll have it better than them, you have that chance to prove it for them. Buy them that house, buy them that car, buy you the shoes and the jacket you want to, so you could be comfortable to do the things you need to do. I want you to become the very best right now. We're counting on you. I want you to read about what's happening in Standing Rock, because those are Indian people from all over Turtle Island. The eagle and the condor. From the tip of Argentina to the tip of Alaska, the people have come together to stand in Standing Rock for the water. And they're beating us, and they're hosing us down, and they're spraying mace in our face. And now they've brought military vehicles to shoot missiles at us. Sound grenades to pop our ears so they bleed. And we go in, and we don't even have pads on. We don't even have a helmet. Last night, they shot a man in his face with a rubber bullet. 3 o'clock in the morning, 50 below zero. Our people are fighting for you with nothing, just their heart. And us, we have the privilege to come and talk to you today. All the way down here where they think that we've forgotten, we remember you. And we came to tell you we care about you so much that we need you to graduate. And then we need you to go to college. And we need you to become lawyers to defend us. And we need you to become people who infiltrate the system and stand up for us. Because we don't even have lawyers in North Dakota who will defend us. They sent the cops from different states all there to beat us up. But they won't even allow us a lawyer to defend ourselves in court from out of state. We have the best that our native people have in this world today to defend us. Winona LaDuke from Minnesota, who has been a tremendous help in defending us legally. We have Deborah White Plume and Natalie Hand from the Oglalas, who fierce warriors who showed us how to stand up. We have matriarchs, women who are leading us, who are telling us what to do, because men have been messing it up for too long. Men have been making decisions on their ego that only feed their own greed. Now it's time for women to put it in check and put it in balance. And so, Red Warrior, our camp is led by a matriarchal society, the traditional way our people should be. Also, we let a lot of other people fight in our community that haven't been heard. The Two-Spirit. They're part of Red Warrior and they're fighting hard. They ain't no sissy la-la, oh no, we just stay back and cook. They're right there on the front line getting them. Ooh! And there's a lot of young people like you too, who left school to stand there and defend this too. And so there's a school at the camp to help kids that make that sacrifice to be there with their families. So we don't have a lot of time to spend with you all day and talk to you a lot. But I want you to know that we came with an intention to tell you we love you and that we need you and that no one forgot about you. And I hope that you graduate and that you do all the things that your family wants you to have with good health and health.